What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? We're closing in on 35,000 subscribers. That's putting it lightly. We are 39 subs away from 35K. We have got to get there before Wildcard Weekend kicks off on Saturday. Hell, let's get there today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It is free. If you want more daily videos here on the Chiefs Report, go ahead and subscribe. Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. We got some news and rumors to get into, and let's start by giving Jerick McKinnon some love, just like the NFL did today. The NFL has given Jerick McKinnon, and what were the odds of this, Player of the Month offensively in the AFC for December and January. They kind of lump those two together because there's one or two games in January to wrap up the regular season, and well-deserved, man. I mean, look at the numbers he's put up over the past 6 games. 142 rushing yards, 274 receiving yards, 9 total touchdowns. Jerick McKinnon, 9 touchdowns once the month of December started. He has been a touchdown machine for this offense, and I think more importantly, just Mr. Reliable for this football team. Jerick McKinnon, we saw down the stretch last year and in the postseason him become kind of this team's best running back. Then almost the full offseason comes and goes. McKinnon remains unsigned, signs with the Chiefs at the last minute for another year. Slow start to the season as they, try Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Pacheco, who still has a role, obviously, but then, you get to the latter part of the season, guess who all reliable is again, and then some, this year even more than reliable, a flat-out weapon. That is Jerick McKinnon. So kudos to him for winning AFC Player of the Month. Absolutely fantastic. Now, come postseason time, who is going to have the bigger playoff role for this football team? Type JM for Jerick McKinnon, type IP for Isaiah Pacheco. What do you guys think? Which running back will have the bigger role in the playoffs for Kansas City? I firmly believe that McKinnon will play the key snaps. Now, Pacheco will probably start the game where he's out there first. He's, the primary runner early on. But when it's third downs, when it's key snaps later in the game, when it's in hurry up, it's going to be McKinnon because he's reliable in blitz pickup. He catches the ball consistently, and he just doesn't make mistakes. I mean, he's a veteran who's been around and done that, and he's become more than reliable. He's an absolute weapon for this football team. So excited to see how he performs in the postseason. And you could argue after Travis Kelce, he is the most trusted weapon for Patrick Mahomes right now, which who would have thought that coming into the season. Let's shift gears elsewhere into the AFC West. Sean Payton, who technically is still under contractual control with the New Orleans Saints. Could he be heading to the Denver Broncos and into the AFC West? Payton drawing interest from everywhere as there's 5 head coach openings right now. But the Broncos have secured the first in-person interview for the Super Bowl winning head coach. This coming from Adam Schefter earlier today. Denver is scheduled to be the first team this month to have an in-person head coach interview with Sean Payton. The Broncos and Payton are scheduled to meet Tuesday morning in Los Angeles. Now, if you ask me, selfishly, anywhere but Denver for Payton. Like, I'm hoping he ends up in Arizona or Carolina or something like that because Sean Payton's a hell of a coach. And if he ends up in Denver, I'm not saying I'm concerned about them overtaking the Chiefs, but I do think they'll be a lot more competent and competitive than they were under our good pal Nate Hackett. I think Sean Payton has a little bit more credibility than that absolute joke did. You look at the head coach openings right now, and you can bet that all 5 teams are going to want to interview Sean Payton, and I believe all 5 have already requested interviews. I know at least 3 or 4 have at this point in time. And look, Russell Wilson looked cooked this year. He played a little better down the stretch, but if anyone can fix Russ, it's Sean Payton. If anyone can unlock what Russell Wilson may or may not still have, Sean Payton is the guy to do it. And I think, if he believes that there's still a lot left in the tank for Russ, then Denver's pretty reliable, right? Or a pretty attractive job for Payton. If he doesn't think Russ has much left, then it's not a good job because you're stuck with him for the next 2 or 3 years with that brutal contract they gave him. But the defense is in place. They've got weapons with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. They can run the football pretty well. If Sean Payton believes in Russell Wilson still, then that's a pretty attractive job because if quarterback gets figured out, the rest of that roster is in decent shape. Now, who do you guys think will be Denver's next head football coach? Do you think it'll be Sean Payton, or do you think it'll be someone else? Let us know in the comment section below. I hope Sean Payton ends up somewhere else. All right, BetUS, your sportsbook home during the NFL playoffs and here at Chat Sports. And if you guys want to go make some bets during the postseason, BetUS is the place to do it. Go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet to create an account today and use promo code Chiefs125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Put down $100. They will give you $125 for free. Now, here are my wild card picks, some spreads I really like. With Tua out, I really like Buffalo at home over the Dolphins. I get 14 points is a lot, but they're a much better team than Miami when Tua's not out there. And plus, the Damar Hamlin, I think, just motivation story, I think is really going to kick in here, and I think they win that by 17+. Skylar Thompson's not going to be able to keep up with Josh Allen. If Buffalo plays clean football, I think that's like a 31-10 game. Seattle +10 at the 49ers. Look, I expect San Francisco to win, and they might pull away and win by more than 10, but it's a divisional game. Seattle has a veteran coach in Pete Carroll. They make timely plays on defense, and listen, Geno's played well this year, and Brock Purdy is, he's still a rookie quarterback. So I think Seattle can keep it close. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in the playoffs. I think the Niners win. I think the Seahawks cover. And then Vikings -3 against the Giants. There's all this chatter. Giants. And I get Minnesota isn't a team that we should trust, but the Giants have also greatly overachieved. Vikings are a better team on paper. They have a better quarterback. Say what you want about Kirk Cousins. He is to be trusted more than Daniel Jones. I think they win that game by at least a touchdown. So those are my picks. If you like any of them, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code Chiefs125 to get going with BetUS. All right, speaking of some bets, Super Bowl favorites. Are the Chiefs the Super Bowl favorites? Well, according to BetUS and some other sports books, they are the favorites to win the Lombardi. Kansas City on top at +350 odds to win, meaning if you bet $10, you'd win 35. Buffalo at +400. San Francisco +500. Philadelphia, who also has a first-round bye, at +550. Cincinnati at +700. And then the other 9 teams are all +1,400 or worse. So Vegas believes these 5 teams are kind of a level above the rest of the field, and I would probably agree with that. Maybe Dallas gets in there if they can take down some playoff demons, but they might just lose to the Bucs in round 1. Who knows? I do think the first-round bye gives Kansas City the slight betting edge over Buffalo. Had Buffalo secured the bye and Kansas City not, those odds could be flipped. It could be +350 Buffalo, +400 Kansas City, but just due to the fact that Buffalo's going to have to play an extra game to get there, I think from a betting perspective, the sportsbooks opted to make Kansas City a slight favorite. I think they're probably co-favorites, assuming Buffalo takes care of Miami easily. I think they're the co-favorites. Cincinnati and then San Francisco right there as well as Philadelphia. Speaking of the playoffs as well, we do have clarity on the AFC Championship game if it is Kansas City and Buffalo. NFL announcing today that Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta would host a potential AFC Championship game between the Bills and Chiefs, and it would be Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Adam Teicher, who covers the Chiefs for ESPN, points out kind of the mileage difference, 800 miles from Kansas City, 900 from Buffalo, so pretty fair, neutral site, right? I mean, both from a travel standpoint, from a weather standpoint, that's a dome stadium, so it would be indoors. It's about as fair as it could be, whether it was going to be there, Indianapolis, Detroit, Vegas, whatever. You wanted equal conditions for both. You didn't want, to have travel favor one team or the other. That's pretty fair, 800 versus 900 miles. So I think that's a perfectly acceptable location choice for the NFL. All right, will it be Chiefs versus Bills in the AFC Championship game? Do you think we're getting a rematch from a couple of years ago? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I certainly think it's very much a possibility. Y for yes, N for no. I will say yes. I think they're the best 2 teams. Cincinnati's hot, but I will still give the Chiefs and Bills the advantage to get to the AFC title game. All right, that's going to do it for today's Chiefs Report. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll have more coverage tomorrow. I think we'll have a mailbag tomorrow. And then once we know the Chiefs playoff opponent in the divisional round, we'll hit you guys with a video as well. So subscribe, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you next time here at the Chiefs Report.